but I have an absolute honor and pleasure to introduce this next individual in our company. This is someone who I've gotten to know over the past, we spend a lot of time in Punta Cana on our trip, but I've gotten to know him and his daughter in this business. This is a father of 3. He has 15 years of experience in this industry, and I mean this industry is a top producer. He has done so much for not only our company, but this industry. He has grown organizations over the thousands of representatives in his career. Full-time outside of Invado, he's a periodontist. This is an individual who is a doctor full-time outside of this opportunity. So when you ask whether or not he's busy, I'm sure he knows, and you know that the answer is he is, but he makes time. He utilizes his time appropriately. He's building an amazing organization. He's among one of the top leaders in our company. Not only is he a national marketing director, but he's also an inner circle member. And on a personal note, I have to say, could quite possibly be one of the funniest individuals I have ever met in my life. So with that, I would like to introduce National Marketing Director, Dr. Ross Lambert. Are you there?
Thank you, Sean. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the introduction. I appreciate it, and it's been a pleasure knowing you and your wonderful family, and being able to work together in this great company. This has been a great day. I've been enjoying listening to everyone's presentation and taking notes and getting rejuvenated myself with all of the information that's been shared with us. I'm so excited about all the promotions, and I'm going to get to my subject. Just to respect everyone's time, because I know we're running just a little bit behind the time schedule. But my subject today is the compensation plan, which is what we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about 2 types of compensation that our business offers. And the first is customer acquisition bonuses, which is now money, and residual income, which is the long-term money that Sean was talking about and showed so beautifully on the graph that he had constructed. All of us are interested in both kinds of income. Everyone who comes to Invado would like to earn money now, but the real goal for all of us is to earn a ever-increasing passive residual income that gets larger and larger and larger month after month, year after year. So a few years down the road, we have choices. And that's the most important thing for people to understand, is that if you're interested in a quick hit and think that you're going to earn a lot of money right out of the gate and that money's going to fall out of the sky, I think this is not the right business for you. And quite frankly, there are no real businesses that produce that. This is a long-term commitment. You're looking at 2 to 5 years of commitment to build that residual income that everybody wants so desperately. When you compare the kinds of money that are earned residually by people who have been in this industry for some time to corporate pensions and money that's available from Social Security, etc., those sources merely pale compared to the kinds of income that we can earn in this industry. So we're going to talk about both customer acquisition bonuses, which is the now money in our compensation plan, and we're going to talk about residual income, which is the long-term money in our compensation plan, and one depends upon the other. You see, residual income will never develop unless we develop customers, and customers aren't going to develop unless we develop representatives. So let's talk about the customer acquisition bonuses first, and that starts with you as a brand new independent representative. So everyone gets started with our company at the independent representative level for $499. Now, when you look at $499, that is inexpensive. It's downright cheap to own your own business that has the capability of producing 6- and 7-figure incomes. Not only that, it's a business that has a very, very low overhead. If you compare this business to any other business out there on the street, whether, as Mark Herzog said it so eloquently earlier in the presentation, whether it's a toothbrush factory or whether it's a a candy factory or whether it's a dress shop. It doesn't matter what the business is. There are no businesses that allow you to earn money as quickly and as much money as businesses within this industry. And we have a model that is unique and a model that is just going to explode and create many, many multi-millionaires. So at $499 and basically $49 per month, which is your only overhead, roughly $1.60 or $1.70 per day to own your own business. I'm sorry, but you can't compare that to any other business out there. I mean, just the coffee bill alone in a small company would be far greater than that. So this is a great deal, and it's a great business. Now, we all start as independent representatives, and we want to climb the ladder through our compensation plan up to certified team leader, which is the first earned position, executive team leader, regional marketing director, national marketing director, and then SVP, senior vice president. Now, why do you want to climb the ladder? Because the higher you go, the higher your rank on this ladder, the further to the right you move in our compensation plan, the larger are your bonuses, which I'm going to explain in a moment. Now, it's not a race. All that's important is that you get to the top. Those who wish to get to the top faster will get there faster, and some people will get there a little bit slower. But you need to be on a trip, always moving to the right, going up the ladder to the top of the company. So as you can see on the screen are the positions that are labeled, and beneath the position is a dollar figure. And I'll explain those in a little more detail in a moment, but that first line, the 50, 120, 210, 310, 390, and 400, that is the dollar amount. That is the customer acquisition bonus amount, the one-time bonus that you get paid as a representative when you share this business with someone else who acquires their first 10 customer points. They get qualified or certified by acquiring their first 10 points. When they acquire their 10 points in the first 30 days, then that bonus amount is released to you. So for example, if you're an independent representative, you share this business with someone else, they go out and acquire their first 10 customer points in the first 30 days, you will be paid a one-time bonus of $50. At the certified team leader position, it's $120. At executive team leader, it's $210. Regional marketing director, $310. National marketing director, $390. And senior vice president, it would be $400. Now, the next row of numbers is the amount of money as a bonus that will be paid to you when people in your downline, in your organization, join. They share the business with other people. When those people get their first 10 points, the amount in the second line is the amount that's paid to you based on each new rep that's not the same rank as you. It's not under someone else with your rank, which is what we call the open line. Someone who is underneath you, who is not underneath someone in the same position as you. See, when someone rises to the same position that you are, they get that second line. You do not, until you reach the regional marketing director, where when you see on the third line where it says G1, which stands for Generation 1, which means that if you're a regional marketing director and another regional marketing director, someone earns that position who's underneath you, you will still get $15 for every new representative that joins that regional marketing director's organization and gets their 10 points in the first 30 days. At the national marketing director, there are two generations. You actually get paid $30 for each new representative that certifies in their first 30 days under a national marketing director that's underneath you. And even if there are two national marketing directors in the same leg underneath you, you will still get paid $15 for each new rep in that second national marketing director's organization. So that's why everyone wants to rise to regional marketing director and beyond, because there is still money even when people achieve the same level as you. Up until that point, the idea is to keep going wide. Now, this is a lesson that everyone needs to learn about the compensation plan, and that is you never stop sharing the business with new people. Always continue to open new legs, new lines of business, so that as people rise to your position, you are not cut out of the bonuses, especially at the certified leader and executive team leader positions. So this is our basic compensation plan. I'm going to repeat myself and expand on some of these examples as I develop this for you. So the first order of business is to arrive at the certified independent representative position. CIR, Certified Independent Rep, is when you achieve when you acquire your first 10 points. Now, points can be acquired by acquiring any kind of Invado customers. You will get 3 points for the PBA, the Personal Business Assistant, which, by the way, includes the travel club. And the PBA costs $49.95 per month. That is cheap. That is cheap overhead to run your business, about $1.60 a day. And as if you were listening to Andre's presentation and Sean's presentation, you know that travel club is incredible. It's going to be called the Vacation Club on July 1st, and some incredible things happen with that club. But most importantly, you earn 3 points for it. You can earn points in other ways. A gas customer is 2 points, an electricity customer is 2 points. A approved refer to your business would be 1 point, or merchant. And 5 approved refer to your consumers would be 1 point. The travel club, every travel club that you might market to someone else would earn you 2 points. So it's easy to acquire 10 points in the first 30 days, and every new representative who becomes certified within their first 30 days is paid a one-time bonus by the company of $25. Now you might say to yourself, oh, well, what's $25? That doesn't mean much. Well, that's not true. It means a lot. It means a lot to that new independent representative. It shows that it works. It shows that I did some work, very little work I might add, to get 10 points, and I received a $25 check. It's a belief check, if you will. It puts money in that new rep's pocket quickly, and it shows them that the company does what they say they're going to do. So the most important thing is that every rep needs to get certified in the first 30 days so that those customer acquisition bonuses that I talked about before and that I will expand on in a moment, so that those customer acquisition bonuses get paid. Now, one more thing about the PBA. Remember that the PBA that every representative should have, in fact, anyone who does not have the PBA doesn't really understand the business yet. And some people have canceled their PBAs because perhaps they didn't want to pay $49.95 a month. They don't really understand how the business works yet. Remember that the PBA has a commissionable value associated with it. Right now it's $6 and it's going to go to $10. And that means that every representative in your downline who has the PBA, you're going to get paid a commission on that $49.95 per month. And they're going to get paid commissions on everyone who has a PBA in their downline. So everyone needs to lead by example and have the PBA to promulgate this portion of the compensation plan. So I hope that makes sense to everyone. It's very important. Now, as a certified independent rep, one of the first things we want to do is we want to earn the first position of certified team leader. Well, in order to be a certified team leader, we need to have 10 personal points. And we need to share the business with 2 other people who also become certified independent representatives by acquiring 10 points for themselves. Now, if you earn the CTL position in the first 30 days, you will have earned $125. Now, why is that? Well, you as a new representative, just for certifying by getting your 10 points, earned a $25 certification bonus. And for each new representative that you share this business with, who acquires their first 10 points in their first 30 days, you get a $50 customer acquisition bonus for a total of $125. So we like to urge people to move as quickly as possible. And the idea is to get up to the executive team leader position, which is the next position, as quickly as possible, because that's when there's some significant override money on the table. Now, to be an executive team leader, and I'm going to come back to certified team leader in a moment, but I want to show you the basic diagram of what an executive team leader is. Basically, you need to have 2 people underneath you who have become certified team leaders. They don't necessarily have to be the people who are direct to you, but this diagram shows that they are, and usually they are the people who are direct to you, but they don't have to be. They could be this guy down here who develops 2 people underneath him. Remember, to be a certified team leader, you need 10 points yourself and 2 representatives, each who have acquired their 10 points. So to be an ETL, the next rank, you need 15 personal points, 100 group points altogether. That's all the points of all these people added up. Needs to be 100 or more. We need 2 new independent representatives who have become certified. So usually it's the first 2 people that you share the business with. Usually those people are on a track to become certified team leaders. And now you are introducing a 3rd and 4th person to the business on your way to executive team leader. So I wanted to show you the diagram because it'll make more sense to you when I go back to certified team leader. Now here's certified team leader. Here you are. You have your first 2 people in your business on the left-hand side, and they are brand new. They have not become CTLs yet. They're on their way. Here are the first 2 people who you shared the business with. Now, the first 2 people you shared the business with happen to be on the left-hand side of the screen. You became a CTL, usually in the first 30 days, and you earned $125 for that. Now, once you're a CTL, every individual that you share the business with from that point on, when they get their 10 points, instead of getting $50, you would get $120 for each one. Now, what I'm showing on the diagram is that the individual on the far right, maybe he came in yesterday, he or she came in yesterday, got their 10 points, and I'm showing him as a CTL. You don't see the other 2 people underneath him or her, because I'm just showing this for schematic purposes. But my point to you is that when that CTL starts sharing, when that CTL shared the business with other people, you as the CTL above earned the $70 customer acquisition bonus for each one of them. Now the CIR, the certified rep on the far left, he or she just shared the business with someone else. He or she got their $50 bonus, and you as the CTL get a $70 bonus. So my point of the slide is to go back and remind you that once you reach the CTL position, there is a $70 override on every new rep that comes in under other reps in your downline through infinity until someone else becomes a CTL. Now you see this person is a CTL now on the right-hand side of the screen. So everyone now that comes in under the CIRs, under that CTL, this CTL is going to get the $70 bonuses, not you. This CTL, because he or she's become a CTL, has cut you out of the override bonuses, which is why you want to get to the executive team leader position, so that there are bonuses coming in when these people on the far right-hand side of the screen, as they continue to share the business with other people, you want to get bonuses, customer acquisition bonuses, from the new people who are joining their organization as well. So it's important that you become an executive team leader in order to do that. Now, executive team leader, as I explained earlier, requires 15 points. So you have to increase your personal point count by 5 more points to 15. It requires 100 group points, and merely you need to have 2 CTLs underneath you and 2 CIRs underneath you, as shown on the diagram. Now let's see what happens at the executive team leader position as new people start to join the organization. Now, to this point, getting to executive team leader, and quite frankly, there's no time limit on this. When if you had reached CTL in the first 30 days and had gotten $125 for that, by the time you have reached executive team leader, you have earned $645 for this configuration. Now, let's see what happens at the executive team leader position. Here's the executive team leader with a CIR, 2 CIRs, 2 CTLs, and 15 points. New people are going to start to join the organization. Now, as an ETL, when you introduce a brand new independent rep who becomes certified in their first 30 days, the bonus is now $210 at the executive team leader position. And of course, you get that whole $210 when that new independent rep becomes certified by getting 10 points in their first 30 days. Now, of course, these other people aren't sitting around eating bonbons and doing nothing. They are sharing the business with new people as well. So let's see what happens. That new independent rep that you just shared the business with, that person is sharing the business with new people as well. And for each person that certified independent rep shares the business with, when they get their 10 points in the first 30 days, $50 goes to the certified independent rep, but $160 flies up to you. So you will get $160 on each and every new representative underneath a certified independent rep until that certified independent rep becomes a CTL, and I'll show you what happens at CTL. So once that independent rep has hit the CTL position and shares the business with a new person, that independent rep is now going to earn their bonus, and your bonus will be $90. $90 instead of $160. So I hope that makes sense. The CTL will be getting $120, and you will be getting $90. Now let's talk about regional marketing director. This is where the money really gets significant. Now, to be a regional marketing director, you have to increase your personal point count to 20 points. You have to have 2 CTLs and 2 ETLs, all in separate legs. Now, they don't have to be the person that you shared the business with. They can be anywhere down line, but they need to be in separate legs. In addition, you have to have 1,000 total customer points in your entire organization. And we have what we call a 40-40 rule. You can't have all 1,000 points in one leg. Any leg can only count for a maximum of 40% of your total customer requirement. So you basically need to have 3 legs that are growing, 2 legs that have at least 400 customers in them each, and the 3rd leg can make up the difference. Or you could have 3 legs with 333 customers in them, or 4 legs with 250 customers in each of them. The point is, no matter how many customers are in one leg, only the first 400 in that leg will count towards the 1,000. So that are the requirements for regional marketing director. Now let's see what happens bonus-wise at the regional marketing director position. As a regional marketing director, when you share the business with a new person who gets their 10 customer points in their first 30 days, they certify a one-time customer acquisition bonus of now $310 will be released to you, the regional marketing director. Now again, everybody else is not sitting around doing nothing. Everyone is out there sharing the business with others. So as your new certified independent rep starts sharing the business with others on his or her quest to climb the ladder to CTL, they will each get $50. Rather, this CIR, this certified rep, your new rep, who has now shared the business with this person on the lower right and this person on the lower right, when this new person joins the business and they get their 10 customer points in the first 30 days, your new CIR will get $50. You will get $260. Now, this CIR has now shared the business with two people. That's going to make that CIR, assuming that everybody has their points, that's going to make that CIR a CTL. Now, here's the CTL over here in the middle. What happens with the CTL? When the CTL shares the business with a new CIR, you get $190, and they get the difference between your 310 and 190, or 210. So the CTL is going to get 210, but you're going to get 190. When they get to be ETLs and they share the business with new people, now they get the additional money and you get $100. Your bonus is $100 as RMD every time a new CIR comes in under an ETL. So here's the point, folks. The point is, the higher you go in the marketing plan, the larger your customer acquisition bonuses are for sharing the business with someone personally, and the larger your customer acquisition bonuses are when other people in your downline share the business with other people. And of course, the amount that you get is determined by the ranks of the people underneath you. Now, when a new RMD shows up underneath you and you're an RMD, well, now that RMD will be getting all of these amounts, and you will be getting the Generation 1 RMD bonus on each new rep, which is $15. So you're still in the game, but it underscores the point that you as an RMD always need to be sharing the business with new people so that your bonuses stay high. The higher the ranks of the people underneath you, the smaller the bonuses get. So see here at CTL, if there's CTLs underneath you, you're getting 190 on each new rep that comes into their organization. When they climb to ETL, now you're getting 100. And eventually, when they climb to RMD, you're only getting $15. So it's important that you share the business with new people all the time to keep your bonus dollars high. And here's that RMD. Someone has become an RMD in your organization. They share the business with a new person, and now you get $15 because the person who just became RMD is getting the yeoman's share of the downline bonuses. So it's important to build new legs of business. National Marketing Director. You don't need any more points, only 20 points, personal points. But to be a National Marketing Director, you need 2 ETLs, 1 CTL, and 2 regional marketing directors in your organization. And they need to be in 5 different legs. So it's important that we have 5 strong legs that are driving and moving up the compensation plan. That's what's going to take you to National Marketing Director. Now, how do these other people drive up the compensation plan? How are they going to move up? Well, they're going to move up because you're going to help them. See, you only get to where you want to go in the compensation plan by helping other people get to where they want to go in the compensation plan. Now, at National Marketing Director, it's the same thing. When you share the business with a new person yourself, you get the whole $390 that are available to you as a CAB bonus at the National Marketing Director position. When they start sharing with new people, they get 50 and you get 340. When CTLs start sharing the business with new people, they get 120, you get 270. When ETLs share the business with new people, they get 210, you get 180. When RMDs share the business with new people, they get, let's see, I went out of order here. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. When an RMD shares the business with a new person, they get, they get 310, and you get the difference of $80. It's not shown on the diagram. Now, when someone else becomes an NMD underneath you, once again, they start to get the yeoman's share of the downline bonuses. But there's still money in it for you. When a new NMD in your organization shares the business with someone else, you will get $30. They will get $390 because now you're into the first generational bonus. And even when there's a second NMD underneath you, you will still get $15. But the point is, these $30 and $15 bonuses are nothing compared to the 340s and the 390s, etc., that you get when you are an NMD and there's no other NMD underneath you. So again, it underscores the point that you need to be opening new legs of business. And at SVP, it works the same way. SVP is only $10 more per representative than national marketing directors, but it assumes, okay, it assumes that you're going to be building new legs of business so that you can get these very large bonuses as an SVP. In order to be a senior vice president, you need to have 5 national marketing directors underneath you in different legs, and you now only need 10 personal points. I don't know why you would have 10 points. You built yourself up to 20 or more, but you need 10 personal points. You also need 25,000 total customer points in your organization, but you will have that because each national marketing director requires 5,000 points to get to their position. So the bonuses are quite large, as you can see on the chart for an SVP. And of course, as people become SVPs underneath you or national marketing directors underneath you, the dollar figures get lower, which is the whole point, again, for going wide. So that is really the customer acquisition bonuses, and I like to refer to the customer acquisition bonuses as the now money. This is the money that we can earn up front by climbing the ladder, earning these positions, and getting the customer acquisition bonuses as our team grows. Now let's talk about the residual income. And the residual income is interesting and very, very lucrative over time. It's going to take time to build. The first residual income that we're going to talk about is the Referdia residual income. Now, in the middle of the screen, you can see all of the positions, independent rep all the way up to senior vice president. And as you can see, the higher you go in the compensation plan, the higher your commission rate is. So at independent rep, your commission rate is 5% of whatever the commissionable value is. And at senior vice president, all the way on the right, it can be high as 70%, whatever your commissionable value is. And you can see that at regional marketing director and national marketing director, we have generational commissions. But let me explain to you how it works. On Referdia, Merchants are going to be offering two kinds of deals. They're going to offer standard storefront deals, and they're also going to offer featured deals of the day. The commission value is different on each. The commissionable value on a standard deal, standard storefront deal, is 5% of whatever the net purchase price is. The net purchase price is the selling price of the deal minus whatever costs there are to Invado for that deal. There may be a credit card fee, there may be some other fee that comes off of that net purchase price. But the commissionable value is 5% of that net purchase price. So let's say the deal is $100 and it's a standard storefront deal. Well, then the commissionable value on that deal would be $5. Now, down below on the bottom of the screen, if you are the rep that acquired the merchant who offered that deal, you see where it says direct business referral bonus. You will get 20% of that commissionable value. So if you're the rep that acquired the merchant who offered the deal for $100, it's a standard storefront deal. The commissionable value is 5% or $5. No matter what your rank is, whether you're an independent rep or a senior vice president, your direct business referral bonus will be 20% of that $5, which would be $1. So you would get $1 on each and every deal that merchant sells. Now, on the consumer side, consumers are going to purchase these deals. And 50% of that 5%, or 50% of that dollar, or 50 cents, is, 50% of the commissionable value, which should be $5 in this case, 5% of the net purchase price of $100, it would be $5. 50% of that, or $2.50, is going to be split up all the way up the line from the rep who got the consumer according to the schedule in the middle of the screen. So if you're an independent rep and you got the consumer who bought the deal, you're going to get 5% of the 50% of the commissionable value, okay? Because the consumer CV is 50% of the commissionable value. And you as an independent rep would get 5%. If you're a certified team leader and you got the customer, you'd get 10% of the commissionable value. A senior vice president who acquired the customer would get 70% of the commissionable value. Now, people in your downline are going to be acquiring merchants and people are going to be acquiring consumers. And you will get an override based on your rank of those people in the downline. On the business side, so we talked about you were the independent rep who acquired the merchant who sold the deal. If you're the rep that got the merchant, you get 20%. But the 30%, see, if you look at the bottom, 20% goes to the rep that got the business. 50% of the commissionable value is split up the line on the consumer side, and 30% of the commissionable value is split up the line to all the reps above the rep who acquired the merchant according to the schedule. So in this case, let's go back to the standard storefront deal. It's 5% of that net purchase price. Let's say it was $100, would be $5. 30% of that $5 would be, I guess, $1.50. That $1.50 gets split up the line, the entire upline of the representative who acquired that merchant. Now, if you're the independent rep who acquired the merchant, you get 20% because that's the direct business referral bonus. You will also get 5% because you're an independent rep. The certified team leader would get 5% because at the certified team leader, you get 10% of the commissionable value if you got the business yourself, but because it's the independent rep underneath you who acquired that merchant, you get the difference, which is 5%. And it's the same all the way up the line. In this example, the executive team leader would get 10% The regional marketing director would get 20%, the national marketing director would get 45%, and the senior vice president would get 65% of that $1.50 commissionable value. So this applies across the board, and the only difference between this and the standard featured deal of the day would be that the commissionable value is not 5% of the net purchase price, it's 10%. So we as representatives, as we go out and acquire merchants, not only do we want to encourage them to get their storefronts set up, we want to encourage them to run deals. And what kind of a deal would you want to encourage them to run? Obviously, a featured deal of the day, because the commission rate is double. The commission rate is 10% of the net purchase price, not 5% of the net purchase price. Now, this may seem confusing to some. It's not confusing at all. It just takes a little while to understand it. The first thing you have to do is at the top of the screen, is when you're looking at a deal, is see what kind of a deal is it. Then determine, is it 5% or 10%? Obviously, let's determine the commissionable value. Now, once we know the commissionable value, we know that 20% of the commissionable value is going to go to the rep that got the merchant. 30% of the commissionable value is going to be split up the upline of that rep who got the merchant. And 50% of that commissionable value is going to be split up the upline of any rep whose consumers bought that deal. So I hope that makes sense to you on the refer to you residual income. The next is the travel club. Right now, the retail travel club CV is $6. Now remember, everybody who is carrying the $49.95 PBA is commissionable to you. So you want to be sure that every rep in your downline is on that PBA. Why? Number one, they need the PBA. Number two, you get paid on that $6 commissionable value. And as Andre announced earlier, that commissionable value is going to go up probably to $10. So this is significant money that can be earned not only on outside customers who purchase the Invado Travel or Vacation Club, but it's money that's earned from the downline because they are all Invado Travel Club members, assuming that they have the $49.95 PBA. Now, the way the commissions work here is the same way. Your commission rate is determined by your rank. So whatever rank you are, when you acquire a travel club customer, you get the commission rate that is shown. 5% if you're an independent rep, 10% if you're a certified team leader, 15% if you're an executive team leader, and so on and so forth, all the way up to 70% if you're a senior vice president. Now, as reps beneath you, reps in your downline, they are all acquiring travel club customers, and they also have downlines that have the PBA, which include the travel club, all of which is generating these commissions. So you will be paid a override commission on every one in your downline according to the schedule that you see. So in other words, as let's take regional marketing director, for example, you will earn anywhere from 10% to 25% on the commissionable value on everyone in the downline, depending upon whether there's an executive team leader in that leg or a certified team leader in that leg. Remember, there's at the regional marketing director position, let's use it as an example, there's 25% available. If there's a certified team leader underneath you, the certified team leader is going to eat 10% of that 25%. So you are left with 15% would be your commission. If there's an executive team leader beneath you, everyone beneath that executive team leader, all the commissions that are generated both by the PBA and outside Invado Travel Club customers, that executive team leader is going to eat the first 15% of your 25, so you would be earning 10%. Now, if there's other regional marketing directors underneath you, there's generational bonuses of 10% and 5%. So once you get to RMD and NMD, there is still generational bonuses, generational commissions, if you will, generational commissions on the customers that are being acquired underneath other RMDs and NMDs. But remember, the commissions are smaller, so that's why you always want to be building new legs of business. And finally, we have gas and electricity. And these rates are, again, gas and electricity is not available everywhere, but if you're fortunate enough to be able to have it, the commissions can be very, very healthy, especially on commercial customers. But basically, standard customers, gas customers, the standard CV is 15 cents per MCF, and your standard CV on electricity would be 0.0015 cent per kilowatt hours. And this is the way it works. Large commercial customers, the CV is determined based on the agreement that they make, but the CV is usually very large. Some very healthy commissions can be earned on commercial customers. On non-standard referral bonuses, it's 20% of the commissionable value is the commission if you acquire the customer. Now, as independent representatives, you get 5% of the standard CV. Certified team leader, 10% if it's your customer. Executive team leaders, 15% if it's your customer, et cetera, up the line. Now, here's the point. Once again, if you acquire the customers yourself, you get the largest commission. When other representatives in your downline are acquiring customers, you're going to earn anywhere from the range that is shown under your position, again, based on who's underneath you. The example we used before for Referdia and for the travel club holds up here as well. Let's take regional marketing director as an example. If you acquire the customer yourself, you get 25% of the commissionable value. If there's a certified team leader underneath you, the certified team leader gets 10% and you get 15%. Let's say there's only an independent rep in a leg. You have only independent reps underneath you. They're out acquiring customers. They get 5%. Then you as a regional marketing director would get 20%. And again, there are generational overrides so that as other RMDs and NMDs develop in your downlines, you are not cut out completely. You just get a smaller bonus, which again underscores the reason for going wide and always developing new legs of business. Now, there's a couple of promotions that are very, very exciting that are going on right now, and I just want to reiterate them because they're temporarily part of our compensation plan. Andre described earlier the Jump Start program that is going on between May 14th and June 30th. And just to review that Jump Start program with you, although I don't have a slide for you, is that for every new rep that comes into Invado between May 14th and June 30th, the company is depositing $40 into a pool. And in that pool is going to be split up basically by the representatives who share the business with new reps. You get one Jumpstart point for every rep that you share the business with in that time period. If you share the business with 2 to 3, if you have 2 to 3 points, you get one share of the pool. 4 to 5 points, you get 2 shares. 6 to 7 points, you get 4 shares. 8 to 9 points, you get 8 shares. And 10 points, you get 16 shares. So the more new reps you personally sponsor into Invado between now and June 30th will determine what portion, what share of that total pot of $40 per rep. Now, let's just say 1,000 reps come into Invado in that month and a half. Based on how many shares you have will determine what portion of that $40,000 you would get. In addition, when you share the business with 5 reps in this time period, there'll be an extra $500 bonus for you. If you share the business personally with 10 reps before June 30th, you'll have a $1,000 bonus. Now, there's also a race to ETL. This is basically a 90-day race. And this is open This race, which I'm showing on the screen currently, is open to any new representative who gets started between June 1st and June 15th. So this race is already underway, and here's how it works. Over the next 90 days, this is a race to ETL. The first 5 people who hit ETL, who got started between June 1st and June 15th, will get $1,000. The second 5, $750. Third 5, $500. The fourth 5 will get $250. And everybody else, the entire rest of the group that hits ETL in their first 90 days, who started between June 1st and June 15th, will earn something in the race to ETL. They will earn $100 if they're not in the first 20 people who hit the position. So there are some very lucrative promotions going on. The compensation plan, as I described it to you, is very, very exciting. There's a lot of money here, and once again, it's a 2 to 5 year commitment to build that residual income that everybody is looking for.